All right, so we have a request for a job posting review. This is for a business analyst role in the Royal Bank of Canada that is headquartered here in Toronto. This was posted about 12 hours ago, and you can see that we already have 43 applicants for this job role. So we had one of our members that sent me this posting and asked me if she would make a good candidate for this role. And so what I'll do is I'll kind of just give the bottom line on whether I think that that's the case or not. And then I'll do a more detailed job posting review. So to the member that submitted this, I'm going to keep everybody anonymous and let you decide if you want to come forth and let us know that it's you. So I'll just refer to you as our member for the time being. But to the member that submitted this to us, let me just give you the bottom line. So this is a business analyst role. I'm going to scroll down to the must-have section here and kind of walk through step by step. So based on the background that I see that you have, I can tell that you're an accountant, and I can tell that you probably have a lot of the domain knowledge that they're going to be requesting here. So the must-haves that they have for this job posting, it says that they need strong knowledge in the GL reconciliation processing, which is something that I think every accountant understands. They want you to have an undergrad degree in business, finance, or accounting, which you satisfy. 2 to 3 years of accounting, finance, or financial services experience, which I think you come close to. The place where I think you may run into a little bit of trouble on this job posting is the previous experience with the systems that they have in use. And so because they've listed this as a must-have, unless you have this experience with the systems that they're asking for, this may put you at a bit of a disadvantage. And so seeing that we already have close to 50 people that have applied for this role, it may put you lower on the list of candidates here. That's basically just this piece right here, because I think that the rest of this is something that you're well suited for. So the bottom line I would say here is that it doesn't hurt to apply. But I would say that based on what I see with the experience that you have and what they're asking for, unless you have direct experience with these systems, if you do not have direct experience with these systems, I wouldn't expect a call back. But the thing that I think you can walk away from with this job posting is the fact that what you've basically done for yourself now is you have clarified a big part of your future, because you found a business analyst role that you satisfy a lot of the requirements for, I'm imagining. Because when we walk into the set of activities that they expect you to perform, you're likely going to understand a lot of the jargon that's used here, or a lot of the domain knowledge related specific jargon that they're using here. And so that opens up your path to actually entering into this role in the near future. All that you need to do is you now need to figure out how to strengthen yourself maybe a little bit on the system side and get some business analysis knowledge and possibly some experience under your belt. The other thing that I think works in your favor is the fact that you've actually worked at RBC in the past. And so in the upcoming training program, one of the things that I do is I explain how the understanding the job market works. And in the job market, you have the formal job market, which is this job posting, but then you also have the informal job market, which is basically the job market. It's the hidden job market out there that where hiring happens, but there usually isn't a job posting for. And the reason why I bring that up is that you having previous experience at RBC gives you a slight bit of a leg up in the future, because if you have some contacts at RBC that can help you to understand the job postings and can kind of give you some insights into what division it is that's hiring or what department it is that's hiring for this role, that can give you a bit of a leg up in getting your candidacy considered over a lot of the other applicants in the future, I would say. Okay, so for this job posting itself, I would say that it doesn't hurt for you to apply, but if you don't get a call back, I wouldn't take that as negative news. Because what you basically have here with this job posting is that you have a template. You have an actual job posting at a bank that you've worked at in the past that hires the type of role that you want to be in. And this makes your future initiatives or your career development plan to get into this type of a role, it should start to make that a little bit more clear. All right. So that is all of the guidance for our members, for the member that asked this question. And then let's do a quick walkthrough of the job posting itself. So like I said here before, this is for a business analyst role in Toronto. We have a good pool of candidates that have already applied for this in the last 12 hours. So it's a popular job posting. It's a full-time position where they're basically asking our business analysts to help with a lot of the accounting practices that the bank carries out. A lot of the knowledge that you see here is very specific to the domain knowledge that an accountant would have. So again, if you're an accountant, chances are you understand that reconciliation process, the GL reconciliation process very well. Chances are you have good understanding of the regulations that the government has and that the banks have to conform to. So we see this here is a set of regulations that they're expecting you to understand. They expect you to understand the requirement that the government has of the bank, and for you to help the bank conform to that requirement, right? And so much of the other terminology here, you'll see that I specifically don't actually have a whole lot of accounting experience. So some of the stuff I don't understand, much of it I do. But as an accountant, you should be able to understand much of what it is that they're asking you for here. The thing that you should walk away, if you're a good candidate for this type of a role, the thing that you should walk away with here by looking at this job posting is that you should start to get some idea of some of the activities that the bank actually performs, right? If they're making it very clear to you what you're going to be doing, this gives you a lot of insights on how the bank actually carries out a lot of its own internal activities. And so just reading through this, you can start to now understand what a BA does inside of a bank, a BA with an accounting background does inside of a bank in this certain area. All right. So let me just take a quick look at the rest of this. They lay out all of the monitoring financial control environment, etc. here. They give you the must-haves, which we've already walked through, and then they give you some nice-to-have skills, which all business analysts really need to have strong interpersonal skills, to have the collaboration skills. And then for this one, you can see they are looking for a degree in accounting. And so if you have a degree in accounting, or if you've been an accountant in the past and you are interested in moving into a business analyst role, this is exactly the type of role that you would eventually make a good candidate for. The only thing here is that this isn't a junior analyst role, so I think that they're looking for somebody who has some possible previous experience in business analysis, even though they haven't listed it here. So, but if you're an accountant, if you have experience with RBC, if you have some business analysis training or anything that tells the bank that you are interested in getting into business analysis and that you have some pre-knowledge, that would definitely work in your favor also in applying for this type of a role. All right, so I hope that this is giving you some direction. If you apply for it and you don't actually get the job, what it may be useful for you to do is to look at this and actually find some other job postings that are very similar to this. If RBC hires a business analyst to do this work, you can definitely bet yourself that a lot of the other big banks and probably even the small banks here in Toronto are going to be hiring the same type of business analysts. So you've opened up a door for yourself just by finding the job posting that you're interested in. You've opened up the door for yourself to now create a path on getting into this type of a role. So I hope that's been of help. If anybody has any other job postings that they want me to do a quick review of, please send it over to me, and I'd be happy to do a quick review to give you some insights into whether you make a good if you make a good candidate for that role or not. Again, applying for these roles, I don't think that it hurts to apply for the role, but if you don't meet some of their must-haves, it's unlikely that you're actually going to get a call back for that role. So I'll leave this one here, and I will come back to us with the Metrolinx job posting that I talked about yesterday. We're going to come back to that a little bit later on this week. So if you have any questions about that job posting, please make sure you add it into the post inside of our community, and I will see you then.